Have you ever felt like your own thoughts were chasing you, even when you were standing still? And that's where the story begins. A young boy named Rayan, 25-year-old from a quiet village resting beneath giant blue mountains. From the outside, his life looked simple, peaceful even. But inside his mind, it was a storm that never stopped. Every morning, woke up with thoughts rushing in like a flood. Regrets from the past, fears about tomorrow, questions he couldn't answer, memories he couldn't change. By evening, he felt exhausted without doing anything. His smile slowly faded from my days, replaced by a constant heaviness in my chest. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't relax. And I couldn't escape the noise inside my own head. One evening, sitting near the village well, he overheard travelers talking about a distant mountain valley. They said, "A wise old healer lives there. Someone who once worked in a great city, helping people find peace in their minds." A strange hope rose inside me, small but bright. Maybe this man could teach me something no one else could. So the next morning, before the sun touched the fields, he packed a small bag and left. The journey was long and tiring. He crossed dusty paths, climbed narrow trails, and slept under cold skies. But a quiet determination kept pushing me forward. After several days, he finally reached the valley. It was silent, almost magical. A tiny wooden house stood at the center, wrapped in vines and green leaves. On the porch sat an elderly man, eyes closed, breathing slowly as if nothing in the world could disturb him. He stepped closer, my voice trembling. "Sir, my mind is never quiet. My thoughts don't stop. I want peace, please. Can you help me?" The old man opened his eyes, calm, soft, and full of warmth. A small smile appeared on his face. "Come with me," he whispered. "Your lesson begins now." He reached for a simple glass cup resting on a stone slab. Without saying a word, he filled it with clear water. Not halfway, not almost full, but right up to the very edge. So full that even a tiny movement could make it spill over. He turned and extended the glass. "Rayan," he said, "I want you to walk from here to the far gate of this valley, and return to me without letting even a single drop fall." He stared at him, confused. "Sir, is this some kind of test?" He smiled. "Everything in life is a test. But this one is your first step." He held the glass carefully, my hands tightening with fear of spilling it. As he started walking, the world around me felt louder than ever. The narrow path ahead was lined with villagers going about their day. Children were laughing and running. Dogs barked at passing carts. A woman called out to a friend across the lane. Someone dropped a basket of apples and they rolled across the road, but Rayan didn't look at any of it. My entire world, my eyes, its breath, thoughts, was fixed only on the trembling water in the cup, step by step. Slow and steady, he moved forward and returned the same way. His hands were shaking, but the water never fell. When he reached Eshan again, he let out a long breath. "Sir, he did it," he said proudly. "Not a single drop spilled." He nodded, but his eyes held a deeper question. "Good, but now tell me, Rayan, what did you see on your way?" Eshan's question surprised him. "What did I see?" I repeated, confused. "I didn't see anything. I kept my eyes on the water the whole time." The old healer folded his hands behind his back and paced slowly. The sun set, casting a warm orange glow on his face. "Did you notice the children laughing on the path?" he asked softly. He shook his head. "Did you hear the dogs barking? The villagers chatting? The carts rolling past?" Again he answered, "No, I didn't hear any of it." He smiled, and there was a gentle pride in his eyes, not because he completed his task, but because he was finally ready to understand that he said, "Is the truth you have been searching for." He stared at him, waiting. "When your mind was fixed only on the water," he continued, "everything else, noise, distractions, worries, disappeared. You were not thinking about yesterday. You were not afraid of tomorrow. You were not lost in memories or doubts." His voice softened even more. "You were living in the present moment, Rayan, completely, fully, silently. The weight of his words sank into me slowly. Deeply all his life, my heart had been filled with storms because he wandered between past regrets and future fears. He never stayed here in this breath, this step, this moment. Eshan placed a hand on his shoulder. Peace, he said, is not something you travel to find. It is something that appears when your mind stops running and returns to the now. Thank you, Eshan, he said. Not for giving me peace, but for showing me where it was hiding, he smiled. Go, Rayan. Live your life with presence. That is where true peace grows. And with that, he walked back through the valley, no longer restless, no longer drowning in noise. He carried silence with me, a silence he finally understood. Some lessons aren't found in books. They're hidden in moments just like this one. Carry this thought with you. And if you felt something in this story, don't forget to like and subscribe. It not only helps me stay motivated, but also spreads more stories that touch hearts and teach lessons.